so many people out here today, and we know there are more in Derry, Londonderry and Nova, and right across the world, right across Europe.
The Refugees Welcome Rally was to send us was a message out from Belfast that refugees are welcome in this part of Europe, and we want all of Europe to open its arms and open its borders to the refugees who desperately need asylum, need safety, fleeing Syria and other countries where war and persecution means they are no longer safe to stay at home.
Ordinary people are absolutely appalled by the notion that Syrian people fleeing war, that their children are dying and that they've been subjected to, if you like, a second degree of torture after they've managed to escape Syria. People aren't going to accept it. It's not good enough. It's not the sort of society we want to live in.
Well, the vast majority of the people in Northern Ireland actually support our refugees. And everybody we meet, they are the vast support the refugees to come to Northern Ireland. But there are very small minorities who think they are refugees coming here to take their jobs or to take the benefit. And to be honest, the vast majority coming here, refugees, they want just to work and they want looking for a safe havens because they are coming from a torn countries, coming from a war zone, and they just want to have a safety for themselves and their families.
I was born in Syria, in Aleppo city. I was a student there. I had a normal life. I used to go to school, get my education. The problem started. My city was torn in half between the rebels and the regime. I had to leave, and so my mother helped us to get here, and she worked on our visa and our passports. It wasn't an easy journey. Till she finished the paperwork, we had to stay in Syria for about a year. It was really tough. No electricity, no water, danger everywhere, shelling, no schools, prices are high, low job opportunities. People can't live their lives there. Also militia in the streets, and many people from my age and older were taken to serve in the army involuntarily. It was a really tough life.
The belated announcement by the Prime Minister that the UK would take those additional 20,000 refugees to be resettled here is a sign that people power works. He did that most reluctantly. He did it under public pressure, and I think today is important about keeping up that political public pressure because we need to do more, and 4,000 a year over the next 5 years frankly is a start but by no means the end to solving this problem.
First of all, anybody who is fleeing from war has a right to seek sanctuary, but as we've seen over the last weeks and months, the response of the European Union to that right is to construct fences that are high enough that ordinary Syrians, people from Afghanistan, people from Democratic Republic of the Congo, they can't actually get into Europe. So they have a theoretical right to be here and to stay here, but practically they can't actually get in.
We should be looking after our own first. What would your own response be when you hear that kind of argument?
What does that actually mean? Who are our own? Are the people living up in the leafy suburbs in the Malone Road our own, and Syrian children who are dying in the sea off the coast of Turkey not our own? I don't hold to that notion. That notion is a notion that is steeped in racism, that somehow a child that is born in Syria demands more rights than a child that is born in the UK or Ireland. I absolutely don't hold to that notion. All children are equal. All children must be saved. All men and women are equal. And these men, women and children are in dire need. It is the most desperate that need to be saved. And the question isn't how many can we afford. The question is what will happen to those we say we can't afford. They will die. Are we willing to let them die? The people have spoken clearly. We're not willing to do that.
Northern Ireland is the only part of the UK without a refugee integration strategy. That's not acceptable, and certainly we need to get our house in order for the existing population of refugees and asylum seekers if we're going to effectively receive new arrivals from Syria and elsewhere fleeing war and persecution. We owe it to the people already here, and we owe it to the people who are hopefully going to find safety and asylum among us. So I think there's a lot of work for our Stormont ministers or Stormont departments to do, and I think we need to look beyond the current political difficulties up on the hill to really get some perspective, see the big picture and see what we can do to be part of the solution.
Unfortunately, after all this pressure on the British government, they said they are going to bring here 20,000 in the next 5 years. 5 years is very long time. We need these people to come now. They need support now. They are dangerous now. They cannot wait for 5 years. In 5 years, most of them will be dead. So we need them to come here now. We need to open the borders to support these people.
When times are tough for all of us, it's too easy to turn the blame on someone else. This is a time when we have to open our hearts and our minds and understand that, you know, if we want a better, decent life with rights for our own people, our own families, our own communities, then we've got to make sure that we extend that to other people around this planet.
People here, they were really helpful. They are delivering the message that people should open the borders and let the refugees in so they can live a normal life. That's their right.
Thank you for everyone who support us and help us.